Well, hello and welcome to the Gough House. I'm Jenny and today we marmalade. I'm talking grapefruit marmalade. It's citrus season here in the valley, so that means all of our grapefruits, lemons, oranges, Meyer lemons, limes, all of our citrus is in full bloom and it's so gorgeous. I love citrus season. So I've got a bowl of grapefruits and we are going to make grapefruit marmalade. Let me show you how we're making it. First off, it's going to be small batch marmalade. We're going to be using the recipe from the all-new Ball Book of Canning and Preserving. Again, love this book, lots of good recipes. It is on page 99 if you have this book, and we're going to get started. First of all, I've got my canner going here, and I've got 5 half-pint jars in here. This says, the recipe says it will make 4 half pints. So I put 5 in here just to be on the safe side. And if I get like half of that I can put in the fridge, that would be awesome. So those are clean and simmering away there. Next thing, I have got the citrus washed. These are my 3 big grapefruits. I'm going to take the rind off of here just with a vegetable peeler, and I'm going to need 1 cup of it. Just the rind, not the white pith. And I'm choosing to go straight down, that way it's a little bit easier to julienne this peel. Oop. Okay. We need 1 cup. So I am just going to julienne these in smaller pieces. However big you cut these now is going to be what's floating around your jar. So you don't want them too long. Like, you don't want them this long. Okay, in this pan, we're going to put our 1 cup of citrus, and this is the 1 lemon and 3 grapefruit. 2.5 cups of water. It's 2.5. We need 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Get this on. We're going to bring this to a boil. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to cover it and reduce the heat and let it simmer for 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to get started on our fruit. Okay, so here's the thing. We need all this white pith to be gone. So I think I will take that off first. So whatever knife you have that works good for this, I'm using a little serrated knife. This is actually a little knife made by Rada. I love it. It is super sharp and works excellent for this kind of thing and cutting tomatoes. This is my tomato knife. kind of another gloomy, rainy day around here. I think it is probably pretty much over the Midwest. This is a nice, bright, sunny project to work on. So, next thing we're going to do is to section these. You want as much of the white pith off as you can get, and then you go between the sections there and just pull them out. But work over your bowl because we're going to squeeze all the juice out, making sure we don't get any seeds in here. Okay, we've got our 2 1/4 cup of fruit and juices. I actually had to juice a couple extra grapefruit to get that. Our rind has been simmering 20 minutes, so I am going to add the fruit. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and then as soon as it boils, we're going to reduce the heat and simmer it uncovered for 10 minutes. Alright, simmer time is up. So, I am going to put in some Sure-Jell. Now, in the recipe, it says to put in 6 tablespoons of the classic Sure-Jell, like in a jar. I don't have that, but I did buy a bunch of Sure-Jell packets on sale, so I'm using this, and I'm going to use a whole packet. And we're going to crank our heat up and get this boiling. As soon as this comes to a full rolling boil, which means a boil that we cannot stir down, we'll put sugar in. I just want to get my pectin stirred through well. Make sure it's not sticking to the sides of my pan. Nothing worse than all your Sure-Jell sticking to the side of your pan and not in your marmalade. So, I guess we have a lot of talk time right now while we're waiting for this to come to a boil and stirring constantly. So how are you guys hanging in with the being at home? I don't know how many of you are kind of self-quarantining or just laying low. I know we're laying low. My husband is going to work only, but he doesn't have public contact, so that's fine. There's only a handful of people in his company, so he's good to go there, but we're just kind of laying low, cooking a lot, making everything homemade here so that I don't have to run to the store. I might make some English muffins tomorrow. We'll see. My kids are moving into their new house this weekend, and the new house is a couple doors down from mine. I'm so excited. I'll have my grandkids right there. That's gotta be the most exciting thing. I don't know how many of you have your grandkids living next door, but I'm super stoked about it. What are y'all doing for fun? Comment below and tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're doing to stay busy. You know, are you canning a lot? Are you cooking? Maybe hanging out with the fam, the kids, playing some games, reading time. It's all sorts of fun things. I don't know, I'm kind of a homebody. I think everything that's super fun is here. But there again, I have a lot of hobbies too. Cooking, canning, I sew, I read. I do like to play cards, play games every once in a while with my husband. I like to watch movies. You know, we can hang out in the yard and work on our garden. There's all sorts of stuff to do. I gotta look through all my seeds. I have a whole bunch of seeds, but I can't remember exactly what I have, and I need to grab a few more seeds, so I might order some, because I need to put in a lot of tomato plants. That's the biggest thing I can, is tomatoes. I use a ton of tomatoes. But I want to get some tomatoes in, I want to get some squash in, I want to get some pickling cucumbers in. I am completely out of regular pickles. All I have is spicy pickles left. And if you remember in another video when I was canning, I think the green beans, and I put cayenne pepper in, you heard me say that I put the little, I don't even know what kind of pepper it is, little red dried pepper. I put 2 of them in a quart of pickles. Oh my gosh, they are so hot I can't even handle it. I won't be doing that again. Those were really spicy. You know, some people like them, and that's fine. I'd probably make a batch of those, but I eat a lot of pickles, and I can't handle that amount of spice. So I do need to grow some of those. I would really like to can some pumpkin and squash in cubes and do some marinated ones also. I think that would be good. And out here in the desert, gardening is much different than everywhere else. I know you guys know your growing seasons. We can grow all year round, but it's just different in the desert with the heat. Not that we can't grow, we can grow a lot of things. My fruit trees are looking great. They're just tiny babies, but I'll tell you, we've had a lot of rain lately, and they are doing really, really well. They were just seedlings. My husband put them in, I think, 1.5 years ago with my granddaughter, and they were just tiny little seedlings when he put them in. Probably about as big as my loquat tree is now, which I think I showed you in another video. It's just a little seedling. I haven't even planted it yet. It's still in the container. I was waiting to get through winter in case we got another frost I could bring it in. It's just a little guy. I didn't want him to die. So far this isn't boiling enough where we can't stir it down. And I'm still making homemade turkey stock. I've had it in my roaster. I always keep it in the roaster 48 hours. And man, it smells so good in here. It seriously smells like Thanksgiving all day. Sometimes I can't sleep at night when it's going because it smells like Thanksgiving. Still stirring it down. Sometimes this can be a process. You know, a watched pot will never boil. It's the old rule of thumb. I don't even know if you call it an old wives' tale. It just feels like it never boils. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I'm sick of standing here stirring it. It's boiling pretty good. We're going to put in sugar. This is 4 cups of plain old granulated sugar. Alright, this is going to start boiling up big time now that I've put the sugar in. So we need to bring this, I gotta get the sugar off of here. We need to bring this to a full rolling boil, and when we do, we need to boil for 1 minute. We're almost done with the process. Okay, we're finally at our full rolling boil, one that cannot be stirred down. I'm going to start the timer for 1 minute. Time is up. Turn the stove off. And I'm going to grab a spoon and check it. Keep your spoons in the freezer. You can see how it's going to gel up, and see that gel? It is gelling up nicely. Look at that. That means we are good to go. Some people keep saucers in there. I just do spoons. They're metal, they freeze quicker, and they're smaller and easier. Let's fill our jar. All right, filling these with 1/4 inch headspace. Whew, this is hot. Okay, debubble. My wet paper towel. Gotta love small batch canning. That way you can put a batch of a lot of things on your shelf. It's kind of nice. You know, like I'm not going to eat a ton of grapefruit marmalade, so 4 is perfect. Look how beautiful those are. Okay, so here's where we'll see if I get any bit of extra left. Okay, perfect. And then I think I've got a scoop left. This will be perfect. I can put this right in the fridge and use this right now. Okay, got 4 little guys in the hot tub. I'm going to put the cover on, crank up the heat, and I'm going to process these guys for 15 minutes. Okay, time is up. Our marmalade is coming out of the canner. Look how gorgeous this is. And it tastes really good too. I had a little bit left, so I tried it. It is really good. And look how beautifully this is setting up. Oops, can't see. Look how beautifully this is setting up. It's still hot. We pull the other ones out here. Okay, and there's our 4 half pints. I'm going to move these to the table, let them set for 24 hours, then I will label them and put them away. That's the only guy that hasn't popped yet. All right, that's all we have for Marmalade Day. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the little like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. It really helps me out a lot, and I sure do appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.